There's a question that echoes through the hearts of countless women in relationships. Is he really serious about us? You might find yourself analyzing every text message, replaying conversations, and wondering whether his feelings match yours. You catch yourself daydreaming about what your future together could look like, but then reality sets in, doubt creeps in, and you're left questioning whether he's on the same page. If you've ever felt this uncertainty, you're not alone. Understanding whether your partner is genuinely committed to building a future with you is one of the most important questions you can answer about your relationship. The truth is, love alone isn't always enough. Two people can genuinely care about each other yet have vastly different visions for the future. One person might be imagining marriage and children while the other sees a committed partnership without those milestones. One partner might be ready to combine finances and build something together while the other maintains emotional distance and independence. These differences aren't necessarily deal breakers, but they become problems when they are unspoken or ignored. This is why it's crucial to understand whether the person you're with is truly invested in building a shared future with you. The challenge is that determining someone's level of commitment can be confusing. People express their feelings differently. Some men are naturally romantic and verbally expressive, while others show love through actions and reliability. Some are excited to discuss the future openly, while others take a more reserved approach. Because of these differences, you might misinterpret what his behavior means, either assuming he's more committed than he is or failing to recognize his genuine dedication because it doesn't match Hollywood's version of romance. This is where this guide comes in. Over the next sections, we'll explore 15 concrete, unmistakable signs that a man is genuinely serious about building a future with you. These aren't romantic fantasies or wishful thinking. They are real, observable behaviors that demonstrate commitment, investment, and genuine partnership. Some signs will be obvious. Others might be subtle but profoundly meaningful. Together, they paint a picture of a man who isn't just enjoying the present moment with you, but is actively planning and building toward a shared tomorrow. As you read through these 15 signs, you might find yourself checking off boxes, recognizing behaviors you've already witnessed. This can bring reassurance and clarity. You might also notice gaps, areas where your partner could show more commitment. This information is equally valuable because it gives you a realistic picture of where your relationship stands and where you might need to have important conversations. Whether you're in a new relationship trying to gauge his seriousness, a long-term partnership wondering if marriage is on the horizon, or a committed relationship seeking validation of what you already sense, this guide will help you understand the signs that matter most. Remember, every relationship is unique, and the timeline for these signs varies. However, when a man is truly serious about your future together, these indicators will become increasingly evident over time. Let's dive into 1. He talks about future plans with you. When a man is genuinely serious about your future together, he naturally incorporates you into his long-term vision. This means he discusses concrete plans that extend beyond the immediate present. Conversations about where he wants to live in 5 years, career aspirations he's working toward, travel destinations he wants to explore with you, and major life milestones. These discussions don't happen in a vague or hypothetical manner. Instead, they are specific and include you as an integral part of the narrative. He might say things like, when we move to that house, or once we're established, I want to, rather than making these plans in isolation. This behavior demonstrates that he's mentally placing you in his future and is actively thinking about how your lives will unfold together. A serious partner doesn't keep his future compartmentalized away from you. Instead, he actively involves you in the planning process and seeks your input on important decisions. He'll ask about your dreams and goals, and he'll genuinely listen to understand what matters to you. This mutual sharing of future aspirations creates a sense of partnership and shared purpose. Additionally, when he talks about future plans, he demonstrates follow-through by taking actionable steps toward those goals. He doesn't just talk endlessly about dreams without any effort to make them happen. He might save money for a house down payment, pursue education or training for career advancement, or research neighborhoods you both love. The consistency between his words and actions is crucial, It shows that these aren't just empty words meant to keep you happy in the moment, but genuine intentions he's committed to pursuing. When a man truly sees you in his future, this becomes evident through both his words and his behavioral choices that align with those stated goals. 2. He introduces you to family and close friends. Introducing you to his family and closest friends is a significant milestone that shouldn't be taken lightly. When a man is serious about your future together, he wants the most important people in his life to know you and approve of you. This isn't something he does casually or quickly. It's a deliberate and meaningful step that indicates his envisioning a long-term partnership. By introducing you to his inner circle, he's essentially saying, "This person is important enough to be part of my inner world." Family introductions, in particular, carry weight because they signal that he sees potential for you to become part of his extended family unit. When he's ready to introduce you to his parents, siblings, and relatives, he's implying that this relationship has reached a level of significance that warrants family involvement. Similarly, meeting his close friends means he trusts you enough to integrate you into his social circle and wants his friends to know and accept you. A man serious about his future with you will also be interested in meeting your family and friends, showing mutual respect and investment in understanding each other's support systems. He'll ask questions about your family members, remember their names and details you've shared, and genuinely engage when you spend time together. He might even make efforts to build relationships with them independently. Furthermore, he won't hide you or introduce you apologetically. Instead, he'll be proud to present you to the people he cares about. He'll use language that indicates you're a permanent fixture, and he'll be attentive and affectionate toward you in front of others, showing that he's not ashamed or uncertain about the relationship. 3. He makes financial decisions considering your future. Financial compatibility and joint planning are crucial indicators of relationship seriousness. When a man is committed to building a future with you, his financial decisions reflect this partnership mentality. He begins to consider how his money choices impact both of you, whether that's avoiding reckless spending that could affect shared goals or making investments that align with your collective aspirations. A serious partner discusses major financial matters with you before making significant decisions, whether it's a large purchase, a job change that affects income, investments, or taking on debt. He's transparent about his financial situation, including his income, debts, savings, and financial goals. This transparency builds trust and allows both of you to plan together effectively. He might ask for your input on financial decisions, not because he can't make decisions independently, but because he values your perspective and recognizes that your financial futures are intertwined. If you discuss buying a home together, he takes concrete steps like improving his credit score, saving for a down payment, or researching mortgage options. He considers how his financial behavior affects your ability to achieve shared dreams like traveling, buying property, or starting a family. Additionally, he's willing to discuss compromises and adjustments to align your financial goals. For instance, if you both want to reduce debt, he'll make sacrifices in his spending to support that goal. He might also be open to combining finances, creating joint savings accounts for shared objectives, or discussing financial planning for marriage. A man who's serious about your future demonstrates maturity by treating finances as a partnership issue rather than a solo matter, recognizing that financial stability and planning are foundational to building a secure life together. 4. He discusses long-term goals and aligns them with yours. Serious relationships are built on shared values and compatible life goals. When a man is truly committed to your future together, he takes time to understand your long-term aspirations and actively works to align them with his own. This goes beyond casual conversation. It involves deep, meaningful discussions about what you both want from life, whether that's career success, family, education, travel, or personal fulfillment. He asks detailed questions about your goals and listens attentively to your answers. He remembers these conversations and brings them up naturally in future interactions, demonstrating that your dreams matter to him. He also shares his own long-term goals openly and explores how they can complement yours rather than conflict with them. A man serious about your future doesn't expect you to abandon your goals to fit into his life, nor does he expect you to have identical aspirations. Instead, He seeks to understand how your individual goals can coexist and potentially support each other. For example, if you want to pursue an advanced degree and he has career ambitions, he'll discuss how to support both of your educational and professional pursuits. He might be flexible about timelines or willing to make geographical moves that benefit both of your careers. He also discusses compatibility in fundamental areas like family planning, whether you both want children, how many, and when. He's willing to work through differences in this area through honest conversation rather than assuming you'll simply adapt to his preferences. When goals are significantly misaligned, he addresses this directly and seriously, recognizing that fundamental incompatibilities need to be resolved early. This goal alignment is essential because it creates a shared vision for the future, ensuring you're moving in the same direction rather than working against each other. 5. He's consistent and reliable. Consistency and reliability are the cornerstones of trust in any serious relationship. When a man is genuinely committed to building a future with you, his actions are predictable and dependable over time. He doesn't blow hot and cold with his affection or commitment level. Instead, he maintains a steady presence and follows through on his words. This consistency means he shows up when he says he will, remembers commitments as made, and treats you with the same care and attention whether it's been a week or a year into the relationship. Reliability extends beyond romantic gestures. It's about being someone your partner can count on during both good times and challenging moments. When he promises to call, he calls. When he commits to helping you with something, he follows through. He respects your time and doesn't cancel plans last minute without legitimate reasons. A consistent partner also maintains emotional stability. His mood swings don't create a roller coaster effect in the relationship. He's not hot one day and distant the next, which would create anxiety about where you stand with him. This emotional consistency allows you to feel secure in the relationship and trust that his feelings are genuine and stable. Furthermore, his behavior aligns with his words over time. If he says he values honesty, he demonstrates this through transparent communication. If he claims to care about you, his actions consistently prove it. This alignment between words and actions is crucial because it demonstrates integrity and shows that it's not just telling you what you want to hear. A reliable partner also plans ahead and communicates proactively about changes, rather than leaving you guessing or surprised. He maintains this consistency even when the relationship becomes routine or faces challenges, proving that his commitment isn't conditional on the relationship being exciting or perfect. 6. He prioritizes you over other obligations. Prioritization speaks volumes about how important you are to someone's life. When a man is serious about your future together, he makes you a genuine priority, not an afterthought or someone he fits in around everything else. This doesn't mean he neglects his career, friends, or family, but rather that he manages his time and energy to ensure you receive meaningful attention and investment. Is willing to make trade-offs and sacrifices for the relationship, rearranging his schedule to spend quality time with you or to support you during important moments. A man who prioritizes you will protect your time together. He won't constantly cancel dates or commitments to pursue other interests, and he won't expect you to be available on his schedule while treating your needs as flexible. He values your presence and misses you when you're apart. He also makes his relationship status visible in his social world. He's not hiding you or making excuses for why he can't introduce you to friends or bring you to social events. When conflicts arise between different obligations, he seriously considers how his decisions impact you and the relationship. For example, if he's offered a job promotion that would require relocating, he doesn't just accept without discussing it with you and exploring how it affects your future together. He values your needs alongside his own rather than assuming his needs automatically take precedence. Prioritizing you also means being mentally and emotionally available, not just physically present. He puts his phone away during your time together, makes eye contact, and engages in meaningful conversation. He remembers important dates, events, and details about your life, and he makes efforts to be present during significant moments. Additionally, he protects the relationship by setting boundaries with others when necessary. If his friends or family members disrespect you, he addresses it rather than allowing it to happen, demonstrating that your dignity and comfort are important to him and that he values the relationship enough to defend it. 7. He works through conflicts rather than running away. How a couple handles conflict is one of the strongest indicators of relationship longevity and seriousness. When a man is truly committed to your future together, he doesn't avoid disagreements or use conflict as an excuse to threaten the relationship. Instead, he actively engages in resolving conflicts constructively, even when conversations are difficult or uncomfortable. A man serious about his future with you will approach conflict as a problem to solve together rather than a battle to win. He listens to your perspective without immediately becoming defensive, and he takes responsibility for his part in conflicts rather than blaming you entirely. He's willing to have difficult conversations about issues that matter, whether they involve finances, family dynamics, sexual intimacy, or differing values. During conflicts, he maintains respect and doesn't use hurtful language, insults, or contempt to make his point. He might get frustrated or emotional, which is human, but he doesn't weaponize his feelings or use them to manipulate you. He's also willing to compromise and find middle ground rather than insisting everything must be done his way. When conflicts arise, he doesn't threaten to leave or suggest breaking up unless he's genuinely considering it. These threats are often used manipulatively by people who aren't serious about the relationship, whereas someone committed to the future uses conflict as an opportunity to understand each other better and strengthen the bond. He's also willing to seek help if needed, whether that's through couples counseling or reading relationship books together. He doesn't view needing help as a weakness but as a tool for improving the relationship. After conflicts are resolved, he doesn't bring them up repeatedly to win arguments or hold grudges. Instead, he moves forward while learning from the experience. This approach to conflict demonstrates that he's not just in the relationship for the easy moments, but is committed to building something lasting through the inevitable challenges. 8. He opens up emotionally and shares his vulnerabilities. Emotional intimacy is just as important as physical intimacy in a serious, committed relationship. When a man is genuinely serious about your future together, he allows you to see the deeper parts of himself, his fears, insecurities, dreams, and vulnerable moments. He trusts you enough to be authentic rather than maintaining a facade or tough guy persona. A man who's emotionally invested will share his feelings with you, whether he's worried about something, proud of an accomplishment, or struggling with self-doubt. He doesn't see emotional expression as weakness, but as a natural part of being human and being close to someone. He might discuss his family history, past relationships, personal struggles, or things he's ashamed of, trusting that you'll accept him despite his imperfections. This vulnerability creates a foundation of deep trust and allows the relationship to move beyond surface-level interaction. He's also interested in your emotional world and creates space for you to be vulnerable with him. He listens without judgment when you share your fears or insecurities, and he offers support and understanding rather than trying to fix you or minimize your feelings. Opening up emotionally isn't something he does once and then retreats. It's an ongoing process that deepens over time. He continues to share new parts of himself as the relationship progresses, allowing you both to grow in understanding and intimacy. A man serious about your future also respects your emotional needs and doesn't dismiss your feelings as irrational or dramatic. He validates your emotions even if he doesn't fully understand them, recognizing that your feelings are real to you. Additionally, he shares his emotional journey with you, discussing how you impact his life, how much you mean to him, and his hopes for your future together. This emotional openness creates a secure attachment where both partners feel truly known and accepted, which is essential for a relationship that can withstand the test of time and challenges. 9. He plans trips and experiences together. Planning trips and shared experiences demonstrates that a man is investing in your relationship and envisioning a future filled with memories together. When someone is serious about you, they make efforts to create special moments and adventures that you'll remember. This could be weekend getaways, vacations, road trips, or even planned date nights that show intentionality and effort. A serious partner doesn't leave experiences to chance. He researches destinations, makes reservations, considers your preferences, and puts thought into creating memorable moments. He might plan a surprise trip or suggest exploring a new place together, showing that he's thinking about how you can enjoy experiences as a couple. The fact that he's willing to spend time and money on shared experiences indicates that he sees value in creating a life with you that includes joy, adventure, and exploration. Planning trips together also serves a practical purpose. It allows you to see how compatible you are in different situations, how you handle challenges when traveling, and how you spend quality time together. These experiences can reveal a lot about your compatibility and how you work as a team. A man serious about your future will also be interested in traveling to places that matter to you, visiting your hometown with you, or experiencing things that are important to your heritage or interests. He's not just planning trips he wants to take. He's intentionally including you and considering what would make you happy. He might also discuss future travel plans and dream destinations you want to visit together, incorporating these into your long-term vision. Additionally, he creates experiences beyond travel: concert tickets, dinner at special restaurants, hiking trips, or activities aligned with your shared interests. These planned experiences show that he's not letting the relationship become stale or routine, but is actively working to maintain excitement and create positive shared memories. The effort he puts into planning these moments demonstrates that your happiness and the richness of your shared life together matter to him. 10. He remembers important details about your life and dreams. A man who's truly serious about your future pays attention to the details of your life and remembers what matters to you. This goes beyond remembering your birthday or anniversary. He remembers things you've mentioned in passing: your preferences, your dreams, your family members' names, your goals, and the details of situations you've shared with him. When he remembers that you mentioned wanting to try a specific restaurant months ago and surprises you by taking you there, or when he recalls your mother's name and asks about her, it demonstrates that he was truly listening and that information about your life is important to him. This attentiveness shows that he genuinely cares about you as a person, not just as a romantic partner. He remembers your dreams because he sees them as part of your collective future. If you've mentioned wanting to pursue a certain career path, he might send you relevant job postings or articles about that field. If you've discussed wanting to learn a new skill, he might suggest classes or offer to learn with you. He's actively supporting your aspirations by demonstrating that he was listening and that he wants to help you achieve your goals. This type of memory isn't just about impressive moments. It's consistent across your life. He remembers your preferences about food, how you like your coffee, your favorite movies, and things that upset you so he can avoid triggering them. He remembers significant dates in your life beyond the romantic ones: your work anniversary, the date you started a new job, or the anniversary of something important you achieved. Remembering these details requires intentional attention and effort, which shows that he's willing to invest cognitive energy in knowing you thoroughly. This attention also extends to understanding your family dynamics, your friendships, your career concerns, and your personal growth. When he demonstrates this level of remembrance and attention, it communicates that you're constantly on his mind and that building a shared future with you is something he's genuinely invested in understanding. 11. He takes your opinions seriously on major decisions. In a serious, committed relationship heading toward a shared future, decisions that affect both partners should be made collaboratively. When a man is genuinely serious about your future together, he actively seeks your input on major decisions and genuinely considers your perspective before acting. This applies to decisions about finances, living situations, career moves, family planning, and any other significant choice that would impact your shared life. He doesn't make unilateral decisions that affect you both and then inform you afterward. Instead, he involves you in the decision-making process from the beginning. When he presents an important decisional situation, he asks for your thoughts and opinions, and he listens to your responses without dismissing them. He might not always agree with your perspective, but he acknowledges its validity and takes it seriously when deciding. A man who takes your opinion seriously also explains his reasoning and is open to being persuaded by your arguments. If you have valid concerns about a decision he's considering, he doesn't brush them aside as emotional or irrational, but genuinely engages with them. This might mean he reconsiders his position, compromises, or jointly explores alternative solutions that address both of your needs. He also values your expertise and perspective, especially in areas where you have knowledge or experience. If you work in a field he doesn't understand, he trusts your judgment about decisions in that area. He respects that you have valuable insights and life experience that contribute to better decision-making as a couple. Additionally, he demonstrates that your opinion matters by following through on joint decisions you've made together. He doesn't make agreements and then unilaterally change them. He also communicates if his perspective changes and opens the discussion again rather than silently abandoning previous agreements. This collaborative approach to decision-making signals that he views the relationship as a partnership where both voices are equally important and where major life choices are made together rather than imposed by one person on the other. 12. He shows up during difficult times. True commitment is often revealed during challenging moments rather than during the easy, happy phases of a relationship. When a man is genuinely serious about your future together, he demonstrates his commitment by showing up for you during difficult times. This could be when you're dealing with grief, health issues, career setbacks, family problems, or emotional crises. How he responds during these moments reveals the depth of his commitment. A man serious about your future won't disappear when things get tough or when you're not at your best emotionally. Instead, he steps up to provide support, whether that's listening without judgment, helping with practical tasks, or simply being physically present with you. He might take time off work to be with you during a family emergency, research solutions to problems you're facing, or help you navigate challenging situations. He doesn't expect you to deal with it on your own or make you feel like your struggles are burdensome. During difficult times, he also adjusts his expectations and needs to accommodate what you're going through. If you're dealing with depression or anxiety, he's patient and understanding rather than irritated by how it affects your behavior or energy levels. If you're grieving a loss, he gives you space to process while remaining available for support. He also proactively checks on you, asking how you're doing, what you need, and how he can help, rather than waiting for you to reach out. This demonstrates that your well-being matters to him and that he's thinking about you even when you're not explicitly asking for support. Furthermore, he doesn't use difficult moments as leverage or bring them up later to prove how much is sacrificed. He helps because he cares, not for recognition or to hold it over your head. When you emerge from the difficult period, he celebrates your strength and growth. His presence during your darkest moments communicates that he's committed to you not just when things are easy, but through the inevitable challenges that life brings. 13. He talks about marriage or commitment. When a man is serious about your future together, the topic of marriage or long-term commitment eventually becomes part of your conversations. He doesn't shy away from discussing what commitment looks like for him, whether that's marriage, a domestic partnership, or another form of serious commitment. A man avoiding these conversations indefinitely, especially after you've been together a significant amount of time, is often a sign that is not envisioning the same future. Conversely, a serious partner brings up commitment naturally and discusses his thoughts about it. He might express his vision for marriage, what it means to him, what he hopes it will look like, and when he sees it happening in the future. He might discuss your wedding in hypothetical terms, showing that he's envisioned you as his spouse. He doesn't just say, "I think about marrying you someday." He has actual thoughts and timelines about it. This doesn't necessarily mean he's proposing immediately, but he demonstrates that marriage or commitment is genuinely on his mind and something he's contemplating as part of your future. He's also willing to discuss the practical aspects of commitment, such as legal matters, insurance beneficiaries, or how your finances would be structured as a married couple. He might suggest moving in together as a step toward a more committed future, or he might discuss what living together would look like and how it fits into his vision of building a life with you. A serious partner also respects your timeline and desires regarding commitment. If marriage is important to you, he takes that seriously and works toward it rather than indefinitely postponing the conversation. If you're unsure about timelines, he's willing to work through that together and establish mutual understanding about what you both want. He doesn't use the possibility of commitment as a carrot to keep you compliant. Instead, it's a genuine discussion about your shared future. When he talks about commitment and marriage, his tone conveys sincerity and genuine consideration rather than something he's saying to appease you in the moment. 14. He introduces future scenarios that include you. A man serious about your future naturally incorporates you into his mental imagery of what's to come. He brings up hypothetical scenarios that include you, demonstrating that he's consistently picturing you as part of his life down the road. These might be statements like, when we have kids, I want to, or if we ever move to the city, I think we should, or once we're settled, let's adopt that dog you talked about. These aren't one-off mentions. They're consistent references that show he's regularly thinking about you in future contexts. This habitual inclusion of you in his future thinking is a strong indicator of his seriousness and commitment. When he introduces these scenarios, he's not asking permission or testing the waters. He's expressing his natural assumption that you'll be part of his future. He might discuss how you'd handle parenting together, what kind of home you'd want, what vacations you'd take as a family, or how you'd spend your retirement years. These scenarios indicate that he's thought about your life together in concrete, detailed ways. He also discusses these scenarios in response to current events, showing that they are not just abstract concepts but actively on his mind. If he sees a nice neighborhood, he might mention that he could imagine you two living there. If a friend announces they're having a baby, he might reflect on whether he wants children with you. These organic references demonstrate that your shared future is something he's genuinely contemplating. Additionally, when he introduces these scenarios, he often includes your input and preferences, showing that he's not just imagining a future with you, but imagining a future that you'll both be happy with. He might ask, what do you think about this idea? Or would you want to do something like this someday? These conversations create a shared vision and allow both of you to refine and build upon the image of your future together. The fact that he's actively imagining these scenarios indicates that he's emotionally invested in making them a reality with you. 15. He makes sacrifices and compromises for the relationship. True commitment involves being willing to make sacrifices and compromises for the greater good of the relationship. A man serious about your future recognizes that a lasting partnership requires both partners to give up certain things or adjust their expectations to find common ground. This doesn't mean becoming a doormat or sacrificing your values, but rather demonstrating flexibility and prioritizing the relationship's success. A serious partner makes sacrifices willingly, without resentment or keeping score. If his career would advance faster without a relationship commitment, but he chooses to prioritize the relationship anyway, that's a sacrifice. If he wants to live in one city but is willing to relocate because it benefits your career or aligns with your vision for your future, that's a compromise. These adjustments show that he values the relationship enough to accept that his preferences won't always come first. He also compromises on personal matters without making you feel guilty about it. If he's an introvert but you're social, he might agree to attend social events more frequently than he'd prefer. If you want to spend holidays with your family and he has different traditions, he's willing to find ways to honor both. These compromises are made with the understanding that a successful relationship requires both partners to adjust and meet each other halfway. Additionally, he doesn't make sacrifices and then hold them over your head or use them as leverage in conflicts. He doesn't say things like, after all I've given up for you, to manipulate you or make you feel indebted. His sacrifices are made from a place of love and commitment, not as transactions or bargaining chips. He's also willing to reassess compromises if they are not working. A relationship isn't static. Circumstances change, and what worked as a compromise earlier might need adjustment later. A serious partner is flexible and willing to renegotiate agreements as needed. Furthermore, he expects and respects your willingness to make sacrifices and compromises as well. He doesn't expect you to do all the adjusting while he remains rigid. This mutual willingness to give and adjust creates a balanced partnership where both people are invested in making the relationship work and creating a future together.